Brothers and sisters, generals, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, I salute you. And you know I got to get to those honors. I always and forever honor thy ancestors, man that sacrificed and fought through tooth and nail with the least amount of tools to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. Because that great divine, as I always say, got many of us in the position that we are in for a reason. But we have to be tapped in, deep within. It's not a joke. Because once we do, it's not always, of course, we have to get the bad stuff up out of there. But the amazing part of ourselves is what makes this whole walk, man, worth it. So, as I said, I honor thy ancestors and current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that views. Salute, brother or sister, family member. And may all of our families prosper and everything we touch turn to gold. And those that we held dear, man, that may have transitioned, may they rest in peace and in power. And I want all of us to have a prosperous life within and then work our way out. Because it's wonderful. The power of a family spirit. Y'all hear me talk about this all the time. And we're going to get into why it's important to have a family spirit. Because it's good for oneself and it's good for everybody else. What do y'all hear me say 1,000 times? I think it's important. You hear me kind of reiterate things sometimes. It's just, like I say, a lot of us teachers that speak on things from every other podcast, you might hear us say time and time again, because you have different individuals that come in and listen, and you have some that may listen a lot, and you have some that are new, to our platforms or our lives. So we iterate things sometimes that are vital in our lives. So a family spirit is a righteous ripple effect. And this is my grandmother on my banner here. And I showed a podcast before talking about my grandmother, and her name was Johnny Lee Farmer. And my granddad was Charlie Howe Farmer. And they set the foundation for what one is standing in right now, and as my family as well. And as I have spoke on in the past, and I'll get back to my grandmother on the banner here. Thank you, Grandma, and my mom, too. And this is, before I finish, I was going to give an example of family platforms, and this on my banner here, and my thumbnail also. And you can't see it, but my mom's on there, too, but it's kind of shadowy. And but my mom, this was a convention my mom was speaking at, and that's where a lot of one's speaking abilities stem from, is my mom, because she used to speak at a lot of conventions. And I'll put the podcast about my mom and my grandma in the end screen, because I spoke on how my mom kind of like, she reinvented herself. She fought through a lot of I would say entities around her that didn't think she was going to get where she needed to get. And that's where I get my determination from. I spoke on from my mom, because my mom is a very determined person. That's why she's standing firm today, as well as my family also, through the differences. But we are a close knitted family. We got, people, a lot of us, that's many families. You grow older and people move away and have kids and get married, all that different stuff. But coming up, we were a tight family, and my grandmother made sure of that. And my grandma and granddad were together. So that made seeing them together coming up build some stability, even though some of us, we stray off and do different things and different things happens. But that foundation is set in one spirit, and that's wonderful. It's unfortunate those that have, I'm talking about a wrong, toxic, dysfunctional family, or never had a close-knit family. Keep a family spirit no matter what. You have those outside of our families that can be family also. It's just all how we brothers and sisters, how we perceive things, and how we are as a person or as an individual deep within. And that's brother or sister, young or old. And I'm just going to, as I always do, I suggest, teach, and give advice. But I want to go back to my grandma, and this is her on my banner, and why it's important. And why it's important to have a family spirit and do a little introspection every now and then, brothers and sisters. We do assessments on ourselves, but on our families too. And, if you're fortunate to have a strong, firm family foundation. Be grateful. Be thankful for that. And thank that great divine for that. And thank Mother Nature also. Be thankful, And that great divine would just, man, put so many great, wonderful gifts in us when we just have a giving heart, not a soft heart now, not a let people walk all over us heart, but when we give that energy, man, we just man, have so many great things come about, and we can be prosperous in our mind, body, and soul. And everything else will follow. We just have to take the steps and invest, as I say, in that great divine spirit that most, well, if not all, melanated brothers and sisters have. We just gotta what? What do all us teachers say? We'll hear 1,000 times. We gotta take that good old walk, deep, deep. I mean, deep, 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 triple, quadruple deep within. I'm so serious, cause it's wonderful when we do come into a new self. It's wonderful. Then we can focus on cause when we're so fixated on negative things, it will, as we say, we won't see the great things. So let's focus more. Let's put more of our focus on things that can help us grow and elevate. I mean it, brothers and sisters. I know we hear this a lot, but when we do it, when we live in it, that's what make the difference. That's what make it all worth it. We have to work toward that point though, and we only do things to prove things to ourselves and that great divine. So I'll go back to my grandmother, and as I said on past podcasts, my Aunt Vera, that transition, may she rest in peace and in power. And any others in my family that have transitioned, may they rest in peace and in power. And I've said, I'm literally living in the house that my auntie, left for the family before she transitioned. That's what I mean by foundation. That's why we have to do right, and if we have had some wrongs, we correct them. And what I always say, brothers and sisters, get our asses back on this mission, the mission of, teaching our children, the mission of connecting with the righteous brothers and sisters so we can keep this spiritual realm strong. You know what I'm saying? Fortress. Keep it strong, like our psyche, so the psyche is the center of everything in our lives. That's where everything begins. That's where the battle, that's where the most hardest, I won't even say challenging. Some of us, it's hard. The psyche is the most hardest battle that we will ever fight amongst anything in our lives. And that's hands down. That's facts, So, because the mental is nothing to freaking play with. It really isn't. It's nothing to play with. Now, through the deep times and, the challenging times, I always got to throw in there, don't forget to have fun. For my brothers and sisters that's reaching and teaching, I appreciate you. I have learned from many, as well as members of my family. I always say this, but I just got to reiterate, don't forget to have fun. Don't let our deepness overcome us. We'll never lose it anyway. It's embedded in us. Those that are truth sayers, we'll never lose that. But laugh, brothers and sisters. I said about, I don't know how many past podcasts ago, don't you know the great divine has a sense of humor? That's a part of a family foundation too. Laugh sometimes, brothers and sisters. Don't get so deep that we forget that humorous side of us, because that's a part of balance too. So I'll bring that up every now and then, brothers and sisters. Please, while we're having love and we connecting and we building generals out here, don't forget to laugh. And I just did a comical skit, and it's called, and now it's not to offend, it's just jokes. It's just a voice I like to do. I do it at work too. And just to make people laugh, but and give a little knowledge, some nuggets too at the same time, because we can drop nuggets through laughter. So I have a podcast on here. If you want to check it out, it's on my channel, and it's called Redneck Bill and EBX Show. And it's just me doing another voice, and it's just a comedy skit. It is a little profanity, so discretion is advised. But I don't cuss like that all the time. I cuss every now and then, but heart when my heart is in the right place. So just letting those know. But it was a comedy skit I did. I did two of them. I did a video, the same thing, where I did a video where I showed my face. I just did different characters, myself and then another character. Redneck Bill. It's just a character, just jokes. But if you want to check it out, you want to get your laugh on, that's on my channel. Because I try not to forget to laugh, not be so serious all the time, But when things need to be done and things have to be done, trust me, those who are on fire out here and divinely connected, trust me, We won't miss nothing because it's embedded in our what? Our soul, brothers and sisters. We can't stop. Won't stop. Won't be stopped. You know what I mean? Because we're connected. You know what I mean? I like doing that. You know what I mean? Real talk, brothers and sisters. Young and old. Family. So it's important to have a strong family spirit. That's why you hear me say it so much. And not just for our family, even for our brothers and sisters in the world or online. Because I say a family spirit keeps us from being selfish. And also having a family spirit has nothing to do with toxicity. Let's get that straight. A righteous, strong family foundation. And thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion. I meant to say that at the beginning. And thank you. I appreciate it. Anything I upload, music or anything. Salute, and I give much honor to anyone that's reaching and teaching out there. And much love to the families, my family and others. So I want to have another meditative moment. And I want to kind of read a little summary why it's important, just to read a little bit and get it into our subconscious. How beneficial having a strong family foundation is important to us, our children, and just having a family spirit, period, is very, very beneficial and can be impactful, especially if we're speaking and we have right intent though, righteously, and then we can righteously influence others, and lead them in the right direction, we put a thought in their mind and then everybody leads their own path, you got to be righteous though. There is no other way around it, so you can think it's corny or whatever, but live a toxic, evil, unaware life and tell me how that go. All right, so we're going to have another meditative moment, and I want to read this little summary just to shed a little light on it. All right, let's go, my generals. Strong families help children feel safe and secure. Strong families have warmth and care, good communication, predictability, and strong connections to others outside the family. Remember, that's why I said keep a family spirit, even for those outside our families. It's important. I'm telling you, you'll be amazed of the educated, right things we keep in our psyche. It's wonderful because it's like, how I say we harbor wrong things, but let's get away from the wrong things. Let's talk about positive. When we harbor positive things, it's almost like weapons, and they come out in our lives, and we use them when necessary, but not to hurt no one, to help oneself and others. Okay, I'm gonna start over. I didn't finish reading it, but I'm gonna start over. Okay. Strong families help children feel safe and secure. A strong family spirit too. But strong families have warmth and care, good communication, predictability, and strong connections to others outside the family. That's wonderful. Looking after oneself is good for your family. Because again, if we don't have ourselves right, how in the heck are we going to help others? Real talk, that's important. And that's mind, body, and soul. And then that's everything. And I have to, this kind of for me too. Because I know I always talk about the spiritual thing. And I have heard this from other teachers too. I will be honest. And it's good to hear things, like again, family, my mom, anybody, my uncle. So we have to watch how we eat too. I know a lot of us don't eat healthy. I don't eat healthy all the time either. But we get up in them levels, and this could be age or wisdom. We'll start watching what we eat and what time we eat and how we eat. So that plays a part too in our divine spiritual walk. I just want to kind of put emphasis on that. We have to be smart about our physical body as well as our spiritual. So I just kind of want to put emphasis on that. Because I'm not, I got to put that in there too. We just can't, be spiritual, but we ain't eating right, and other things that we do that are not right. So again, this is for me too. All right. Looking after oneself is vital for our or your family and good for good for us. It's good for the family and it's good for ourselves. When we take care of ourselves, I'm going to say it again, mind, body, and soul, man. So that I'm telling you, that's where that psyche comes in. The psyche is like, as I heard a brother say, and this is not mine, it's another brother said this. He ain't said it in a while, but I remember he used to say this. That psyche is the core of our inner verse. Remember, that's not mine. Salute to another teacher that I listen to that has a wonderful platform. So, as I always say, if I have things that I have learned from others, I will give them credit, but I don't say names out of respect. We gotta respect each other. So, but yeah, like this brother used to say, introverts in the psyche, and it's true. It makes sense. You just have to study these things to know it. And again, the psyche is the core of our universe. If we don't have that shit together within the universe for us, it's gonna be a hot mess. I just don't know no other way to say it. So keep a family spirit. Even if we're by ourselves, for our single brothers and sisters, young or old, keep a family spirit. And cause like I say, I listen to a lot of teachers. I listen. Listening is a wonderful thing to the right things now. Even the things that might be a little uneasy, we might not agree with, but we assess it and be like, okay, we see what resonate with us, but we don't go against each other. We gotta stop that shit. Listen, learn. We're not gonna agree on everything, but it's not. We assess it and we're like, okay, and then well, maybe we take that, but that's not. Again, no one's better, just different. No, I was kind of fumbling, but no one's better, just different. Everybody can have a divine tool they can bring to the table. Don't debate. If we know what's in a person's heart, that's what we pay attention to. So like I say, I listen to a lot of great teachers online and in the world and stuff like that. But I do come across some individuals that kind of beat up on their families, and it's, to me, that's kind of projection. If you have issues with your family, please, brothers and sisters, don't project it to listeners. Don't project it to others. And this is coming from love now. I'm just, look for the good in our families, if there is any good. I'm not talking about wrong, toxic family, somebody that unalive somebody and is toxic and is messing up everybody and is not being addressed. Not that kind of stuff. I'm talking about just minor things and grudges and stupid stuff. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Stuff that's just time wasting and insignificant. Stuff like that. If it's really not a big deal, just leave it alone. Just teach our brothers and sisters how to deal with that kind of stuff. Don't shun our families, because without our grandparents, folks, and our parents, we wouldn't be no chosen ones. We wouldn't be standing here speaking. So those who are beating up on their families, I'm talking about if there wasn't that bad. Stop it. Just stop it. Because we wouldn't be here without our families. I would never tear down my family. Because our great divine doesn't like that. Because the great divine, those that really study the great divine power and Mother Nature, we know that force is all about family orientation. So we keep a family spirit. Those that are toxic, I always say, let them mess themselves up. We don't have to get on social media and beat them up and talk about them. That is so stupid and childish. It's dumb, So, and when I hear stuff like that, people beating up on their families, I don't listen to that shit. No, that's projection to me. Like if I have issues or not issues, but challenges with myself, I teach. Even if I'm speaking, I'm not going through nothing now, but even if I'm speaking and I'm like literally going through something, I do it in a teaching way, because I kind of made this pact with my great divine a long, long time ago when I got serious on this walk. I made that vow to that great divine that I would never become distracted or teach off of emotion. We're going to have emotion, but not to the point where I'm projecting how I feel about something onto someone else. That I'm not going to do. And to some teachers out here that are not, I'm talking about not those, I'm just saying some, not all, but you have some that just be beating up on their families, and they be telling other people, oh, don't trust your family and don't do that, don't do this. Yes, but do it in a teaching way, not in where we're projecting. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. Like a brother I listen to, he speaks on the bad points, like many teachers like him. I'm just kind of using this brother as an example that I listen to sometimes. And what he does is he splits it up. He talks about the bad points, but he teaches, why families have bad points and ways to prevent from getting them or stopping them or changing them. You have to teach in that way. And then he also speaks on the good points. That's what we have to do. We don't just say our families ain't shit and our family this. No, that's ranting. That's not teaching, and that's projection. So that's what we have to be careful, be careful of, because this social media will have us like that, where we're projecting our sometimes toxic ways onto others. So we have to be careful of that, because it can be tricky, and a lot of times it's not our fault. We can be unaware. This social media have us like that. That's why you have to study social media, and pay attention to how we act and what we're doing and our impulses. I think our impulses are very vital for social media. But overall, brothers and sisters, keep a family spirit within oneself. Real talk. It's the best gift. It's the gift that keeps on giving. And again, like it said in that summary I read, it's good for the children. And I'm always around children. Like I said, I used to volunteer at my son's school. Haven't done it. Don't feel good about it. But that family spirit, the children feel it. When a child knows you care, I'm telling you, no matter how they don't listen, no matter what they do, they in the long run, they will understand. Might stray for a while, but they'll come back. I've seen it. I've seen it in my son Ethan. I talk about. I've seen it in his siblings. The kids I tell you that I always tell you guys I've been around for the last 9-10 years, as well as my son's mom. I've been around them, and I'm watching them evolve and grow, and they all are intelligent. Just like I say, coming up young, we all been young. We know it's like how young brother or sister mind can drift, and it might drift off a little bit, but when you got a strong foundation, brothers and sisters, when you got a strong family, they'll get back on track. Just got to stay at it and keep chipping away. And what's another thing that's said in there? Communication. I talk about communication all the time, especially with young adults. Young adults and children, brother or sister, you have to communicate with them. I don't care how hard it seems or challenging. We have to keep packing away. Because even when it seems like they're not listening, no, just keep it in our mind, keep it in our psyche. They're listening, because you'll see it come out later. And it's wonderful. That's why we can't get mixed up in, ego and all that kind of stuff, and letting young adults or children make us feel some kind of way. Always keep in our mind, brothers and sisters, we are the parent, brother or sister, mother, father. We are the parent. I don't give a crap, but stay in a state where we're observing them, and we don't let how they act affect us. We have to stay the adult. And it took some learning this for me. I didn't become, this way overnight. It took some studying. It took some learning. It took some getting knocked back a little bit and going up a few steps and knocked back a couple, as we all go through. But we learn, right? And we enjoy the journey. Don't focus so much on the destination. I always say that. Enjoy the journey. And we'll flourish through life like that. And I'm telling you, I said this maybe yesterday on the podcast. I think I said this, but sometimes when we're like seeking and being great, sometimes we're already better and don't even realize it. That's when we're enjoying the journey. When we're becoming great and we don't even notice it, we're enjoying the journey. That's why. And I kind of want to reiterate again, brothers and sisters, don't forget to laugh. Please laugh at our children and our families too. Those in our families and outside our families. It's wonderful, But once we are connected, we've been on this walk for a while, up under that great divine and Mother Nature, we'll be able to balance all things, especially when we got that strong family spirit like my grandmother had, which is on my banner here, and my granddad. I thank my grandmother, man. She was, man, and many of us have grandmothers like this, and my mom too, my dad, man, he rest in peace and in power. Man, my grandma was one of a kind. She really was. And her spirit is so strong in me today. It's, man. And I when I went to my grandmother's funeral, I remember kissing her on the forehead. And I tell you, it's like that power just stayed with me. Her spirit always come up. And as I tell you, brothers and sisters, you hear me time and time again. This is some advice from my grandmother. You want to know good things when they come. You want to have a good quality of life. Connect to that divine and just keep on living. And you'll have all those things, but we got to live in the righteous. That's coming from my grandmother. She always, my auntie and my mom, people in my family used to say, and you hear me say this a lot. I've said this before. She always said, keep on living. So another thing, keep that family spirit. Even when we're single, that is possible. And some of you hear me say a lot. Keep us from being selfish. It's wonderful. That's how I'm able to deal with different situations, because I always keep a family spirit. The devil, make the devil hate you. I don't like that word hate, but when it comes to the devil, make that devil hate you. Make when you get up, soon as your feet hit the floor, make that devil go, ah, crap. He didn't got up. He's still speaking. He's still, or she, he or she, brother or sister or family member. We want that devil. Let's irritate that devil. Those who have demons within them. Let's irritate them, my brothers and sisters. Let's be even more powerful. Let's rise even higher. A million, quadrillion. We're going to take it up a quadrillion notches. We have that power. We're going to irritate that devil. As soon as we put our foot on the ground or on the floor, we're going to have that devil going, are they ever going to give up? No. Those that are reaching and teaching and are standing firm, that are generals out here, salute. And in my family too, we never going to give up. So don't look for it. We just getting started. You know what I'm saying? Those that are on fire out here, I appreciate you, because a lot of people have helped me. And man, be thankful if you listen. If you're able to learn and comprehend things and incorporate it in your life, and you start seeing results, not just in ourselves, our family, children, significant other. If we have one, man, it's wonderful, man. I'm telling you, great things will come. When you invest in it, I don't know. You ain't got to listen to me or a lot of other great righteous teachers out here, brother or sister. As I said, my grandmother said, just keep on living. It always comes back to that. Man, it's wonderful, man. So, hey, man, the best student one can be is a student of human nature, righteous human nature. So I want to read this summary one more time. And strong families help children feel safe and secure. Strong families have warmth and care, good communication, predictability. That means we learn the art of anticipation. We see things before they come. When we study things like this in this manner, we can almost what, brothers and sisters, family? See the future. All right. And strong connections to others outside the family. Man, that's wonderful too. Looking after one's self is good and is good for the family and is a must do. We have to take care of ourselves, mind, body, and soul. Like I said, what we eat, how we think, all that. Working out, stretching, meditating, all that. Is good for yourself and the family, and good for like I said, good for us. All right, so that was that summary I wanted to read, and again, thank those for coming in to another edition of EBX Discussion, and again, like on my banner, like I said, it's my grandma, and my mom was there too. You can't really see her. My banner's kind of shadowy. But this was a convention that she spoke at. As I said, my mom spoke at many conventions or events, whatever you want to call it. And she went back to school and re-educated herself. And she knows her African history too. I've learned some from her. And I remember one time, it was years ago. I'm going to have to ask her if she still has it. She had this list of black inventors. And I remember it was real long. It was a big old long piece of paper. And both sides were filled up with names of inventors. I'm gonna have to ask her if she has that. But she was into it, my mom knows her black culture. She knows about Christianity and all that stuff. She knows it all. Not saying like she know everything, but she knows her history, she has a degree in psychology, if I'm not mistaken, or sociology, something like that. I could be off, I could be wrong, brothers and sisters, but it's something like that where she deals with like people who have addictions and mental issues and stuff like that. She's dealt with people like that, like halfway houses. She had like the keys to halfway houses. So my mom has had her foot in the community. She's made somewhat of an impact in people's lives, not to mention my own and others in our families. But, as many of us that have a certain uniqueness to how we think, you have to understand my mom, as you have to understand me and others, Once we can understand that a person has good intent, no matter how they come off sometimes, man, we'll flourish in this life and keep what? A family spirit. Because it's powerful, brothers and sisters. It's powerful. So I thank my mom for this wonderful teaching spirit, divine teaching spirit, and my grandma, my granddad, and many others in my family that got me, man, to the position one is in. Because I don't know about others in their families, but if it wasn't for my family, I wouldn't be sitting here speaking to you brothers and sisters. right now. So if nothing else in this life, brothers and sisters, you know, you want to live a long, prosperous life and stay away from toxic shit, and you want to connect to the righteous brothers and sisters, man, the power of a family spirit is the best thing one can do for oneself. Real talk. And it's the gift that I always keep on giving. So invest in having a family spirit, because it's very, very powerful. Salute.